Hello there, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Today we are talking about World War 3, a game that, at least for me, was like on my radar. Like, everybody was talking, they came up with this like shit cool trailer, and then all of a sudden it's just like disappeared, just like the last Avatar. It's just like gone when we needed it the most. Like, people are like, this is the new Battlefield, this might be taking market share, whatever, if they for the new Battlefield that's gonna come after Battlefield 5. Like, everyone's so hype about it, and then it just like was gone all of a sudden. So how is this doing in June 2019, and what's the future of this game, and so on? Is it dying? Is it coming back? And I think that this game is doing a comeback, just out of what I've seen of player, and also because of the fact that there's a free weekend that's coming up. But before we talk about any of that, I just want to let you guys know I did get this game for free. The company behind the game did send me a free copy. They didn't reach out to me. I did reach out to them. I said, hey, I'm a student. I want to check out the game. Can you guys give me a free key? And I might see if I can make a video on my channel about it, checking it out and so on. And they said yes. Now, they did do a really shitty job at corrupting me, if that was their plan. I don't think it was, but if it was their plan to like influence me to talk good about the game, they did a really shitty job, because I never said if I was going to talk nice about the game or talk shit about the game. But I got a free key nonetheless. This hasn't affected me in any way. I just want to be transparent with you guys about where this goes. Now, this game will have a free weekend late this month, so late June 2019, as I understand it. There will be a free weekend to the game. So when that is I have no clue. They didn't specify it, but there will be a free weekend. I will be posting that on our community page here on Facebook, probably on our Discord server, and on my Twitter. So Discord and Twitter link down in description, and of course follow with bell notification on this channel. And a like on the video always helps out. That this is content that isn't Overwatch related, so it will get a little bit less traction in the algorithm, just because the algorithm is used to promoting my Overwatch stuff, not my other game stuff. So this game, free weekend in June. I highly recommend people just at least download and trying it out. Just for a couple of hours, just check it out. And is the game dying? A lot of people have been concerned about that, as I understand from other YouTubers. That's like, oh, why would I invest time and money, but especially time, in a game when it looks like it's dying, or it might be dying? And you know, you're kind of just waiting. Okay, it's early access. They haven't that many players. They'll probably like stop development in a couple of months. That's probably what a lot of people think about. What I've heard from other YouTubers that have more contact inside of the company is that these guys have investors and backers and funding to keep this game fully out development without like any players. The early access stuff, as I understand it, is just to have people to test the game, give feedback as it's supposed to be, and of course to make a little bit of money on the side to kind of keep investors happy. But as I understand it, they have funding to keep this game fully developed and then release it when it's full developed. And the early access is more of a real early access. It's not like one of those money grab early accesses, at least as I understood it from other YouTuber sites and so on, as I was reading around and investigating this game before I made this video. Now, outside of that, what do you actually get in this game? Is this worth your time testing out in a free weekend, potentially investing money in and trying to play around with? Well, what do you get? The graphics and so on, just to kind of talk about the negative side first, even though I should probably be covering the positives, but the negative side, it isn't the best optimized game right now, so you will have to turn the graphics down. At least I have with my i7 processor, 1070 GTX, and my 16 gigs of RAM. I have to turn down the graphics pretty far. A little tip there is to make sure that the effects setting is at least on medium, because if it's not on medium, then you won't be able to show cool weapon skins. Just so you guys know that. But besides that, you probably will have to turn the graphics down. But even on super low graphics, this game looks gorgeous, and the FPS can be fairly stable. It takes some time to kind of load into the game. That's especially what takes a lot of time, like loading into the game. When you're like sitting there about to select class, there's like a couple of good 10 seconds where like I'm sitting on like 5 FPS, and then like everything loads in, and then it gets better. So that's most likely just optimization stuff. This is early access. And as I said, these guys are trying this as an early access title. So I expect that optimization will be going. I can run the game on a decent, stable FPS. But you will have to turn down the graphics severely. At least I have to do so. Outside of that, how does the game feel? How's the stuff? This game has a very interesting customization system, which, like, what is the thing that I want to highlight the most? It's just the customization system and how the loadouts work. You have a weight limit, and then you can choose what level of body armor you want on. That, of course, the heavier body armor, the more you can take to the chest. You can also choose what helmet, if you want to have a helmet on. Always wear your helmet, kids. what kind of helmet you have on, how strong that helmet is. That of course also increases your weight. You can choose what weapons you want to have, what gadgets you want to have with you, and so on and so on. All of that increases your weight, or decreases if you take off to a low level. I mean, you can make everything from like this guy like in full heavy armor with like an LMG and a sniper rifle and all kinds of stuff, right? And he will be heavy as shit, but he will be tanky. You have a lot of weapons for different scenarios, and that would be really cool. Or you can put like, I have no body armor on, I have no helmet on, I have a sniper rifle, and I'm fast as fuck. And just sprinting around everywhere, right? You can kind of customize in between what you want loadout wise. The guns himself has an incredible in-depth loadout system. Reminds me of Escape from Tarkov, just you don't have to actually go and search up every single little piece of equipment. It's more like you don't need to find the correct scope mount, right? You just find the scope you want for the weapon. But the customization tip, like I have an M4 that has like a longer barrel, has a scope on it, a canted sight as well. So I have like my 4x, my red dots, I have a laser sight on it, a grip and everything, which I use for like more of these longer range shootings. Then I have my G36, which I've loaded out to be far more of just a close quarter gun that I can use, and assault rifle that I can use in these closer maps if I want to. And the fact that you can just do that just gives me endless. There's a bunch of guns with different stats, they do different stuff, of course different types of weapon, LMG, sniper and so on, and then you can customize them like individually to such an insane degree with what scopes you want. Do you want canted sights on that? What do you want on the gun? Do you want laser sights? Do you want a longer barrel, a shorter barrel? All of that affects performance of the weapons, and I absolutely love stuff like that. Attachment system that works like that, that actually doesn't just make the guns look cool, but also makes them handle differently, in my opinion, is like the embodiment of just infinite loop gameplay, where you can just continue to make new loadouts, experiment with new builds, and I just love it. I think that is like like such a good thing, and like just that in itself made me super interested in game when I heard how good the customization system was. The gameplay is smooth in the way that the shooting feels good, getting kills feel good, it feels like the hit detection are pretty on point. TTK is really fast, it feels more like PUBG almost. Time to kill is a very, very fast time to kill, depending of course on how heavily armored you are. So if I run around on a light armored build, of course I die very, very fast. But in general, it's pretty fast time to kill, which I like. It's satisfying gameplay. There are recoils on your gun, so it's not a laser, it's not Fortnite with random hip spreads and like insane like laser capabilities. It has really nice recoil, so there are some skill behind it. But it's not like you hold mouse one button at the gun, like after the second bullet, it like shoots straight up into the sky and hit God, right? It's a good Battlefield experience. Just, I would say almost a little bit more hardcore. I feel like the TTK is a little bit faster than Battlefield, and the movement is a little bit clunky. That's like one of the downside right now. The movement, the animation feels a little bit clunky, and that's something that they have addressed, that they're gonna fix, of course, later on. I just want to say how it is right now. The movement and so on feels a little bit clunky. There are vaulting system in the game, and all of that kind of stuff is good, but sometimes a little bit clunky it is. Outside that, audio-wise, audio is good. It's normal stuff. You can hear footsteps around you, which is good. You can hear where shots are coming from. Use it to pinpoint locations of enemies and so on. I personally like that quite a lot. But I would like a more satisfying sound. Like if you get a kill, there's no like satisfying like dopamine like sound, like a cling noise or something like that. Like, you know what, when you get a kill, there's that little like bling that kind of gives you that little extra, you know, that little extra orgasm that you need after you're getting a kill. There's not that here. I do wish that was something. It isn't. That's not like unheard of in other games like this. Like I don't think that you had that in Battlefield either, and so on. I just personally like to get a little bit of a feedback every time you get a kill. It's a personal preference, but besides that, the audio quality is really, really good. Guns feels good. It doesn't feel like you're shooting BBs. It feels like you're shooting real guns. And personally, all of this, like the gameplay, the good shooting, the gameplay, the graphics, the audio, all of that combined, and the fact that you spend so much time customizing your loadout, how your character looks, all of that makes the game really immersive. Like standing in a building, getting pushed from different angles, shooting down on them, they're firing RPGs, tossing nades, it's gunfights all over the place. So you hear snipers fire, and then you see a guy next to you getting just blown his head out, just immediately sniped from a window. All of that makes the game really immersive. Like you feel like you're getting pushed, you feel like it's a real battle. It doesn't feel like it's an arcade shooter or anything like that. And I love that. That's like my dopamine stuff. I'm here with my gear, with what I equipped, and my boys, and we're here, we're defending this point from the enemy team, and they are pushing from a different angle. You're getting flanked, you're trying to outflank the flankers. All of that, it just gets this like insane like feeling of just like realism and immersive, and it just keeps at least me really focused and investing in the game. Now the one thing that I have with that is that the games last really long. Like a game of this, and that's something that, you know, was a problem for me when I played. It wasn't much of a problem when I was younger, as I had more time, but as a student right now, I can't just say, oh, I'll just play a match of World War 3, right? Because that can last up to 45 minutes. Like, up to 45 minutes. Normally, it lasts, like, 35 minutes, which is, like, really long for a competitive game, like, investing like that. Then again, that's, like, the same as saying I'm gonna play a game of League of Legends, right? It's the same thing. I just personally think that it lasts a little bit too long sometimes. I think they should take down the time to, like, the scoreboards a little bit, like, take down how much points, or increase, like, how much you get for a kill, how much you get for holding a point, right? So the games go over a little bit fast. I don't think that an FPS game like this, a map should not last for more than like 15-20 minutes, like tops, like maybe 25 at max, right? Like that's why I think a game like this should be able to hold it. And in this game, it does last a little bit too long, which I don't appreciate, but that's how it is right now. Now that is what I feel my truth about World War 3. Tell me down below, have you played it? Do you want to check it out? Were you a Battlefield guy like me beforehand? Or do you come from Call of Duty? Do you come from any other game? How do you guys look at this game? What do you guys feelings and things about the games? Will I see you in the free week? And I do hope I do. Besides that, guys, please take care, stay positive. I love you guys very much. As always, my name has been Jonal, and you guys keep the enemy in your crosshair.